we have our first fights. We have our first, making up, forgiving and forgetting. And today we have, I don't know if not all of you know, but 3 brothers on stage. Chris is the oldest, and then it's followed by Stephen, and then followed by Tim. We have another brother in California who is going to one day be here. And then we got the Velasco parents back here. Hello. Hello. So, today's topic, I just kind of wanted to talk about a little bit about if we can each have one of you have an experience on growing up and your favorite memory with one another. We just have it with Chris because he's the leader.
Growing up, the most memory that I have is one time when Steven was a little baby. I used to play around with him a lot, and he was like in his little shirt with a diaper, and I went up to him and I bit him like on the diaper because I used to just bite him on the diaper. But at that time, I actually bit his butt, and so he started crying, and it was funny because there was this thing that I used to do, like whenever he started crying, I'd just go like, "Se cayó, pum," and like that means like, oh, he fell down, like pum, like that's in Spanish. So like it's like se cayó is like you fell, and so I used to do that, and he would, even if he was crying, he would just start laughing. So it was just funny to him. So like he started crying because he was in pain, but then I did that, and he just starts laughing, and I always remember that. It's just too funny. So that's with Stephen. With Timothy, let's see if I can remember Timothy. I don't know. Timothy's swimming, I think. We used to just go swimming all the time at the apartments that we used to live at, and he would always watch us. And I'm like, come on, let's go swim. And he would be somewhat scared at the beginning, but then eventually, like, he learned how to swim like at, I think, like 4 years old or something like that. I don't know, he was small. And I would just throw him in there and just catch him. And then one day we showed my mom. I said, look, Mom, I can swim. And I just threw him in there and he was just swimming. So, he was in a little fish.
So I guess there's a kind of a lot of memories. I remember like going camping and stuff with like our family and stuff, and going to and like just going out together and like playing video games together. It's a big thing, I guess, for my childhood. Just like, yeah, just like.
So, like 2 things, well, actually, for one each. With Chris, my favorite memory of him and I having together, and it's still continuing on, is pretty much just doing worship together at church. It was just me, him, and 2 other people. And it was cool because like he didn't have to like gather us up and start like this group where we do worship. He could have wasted his time doing something else, but it was cool that he took that like responsibility, and he not only did he like have to do it, but he wanted to it was for God and stuff like that. He like taught us that too, that when we do worship, it's not like for us, it's not like to be up there and be like, oh yeah, I can play an instrument, or whatever, but it's because like our talent should be used for God. And I learned that from him, even as younger, a child. So that's something that I'll always remember from my brother Chris. From Steven, my favorite, like me and Steven, like I think him and I, we hung out more often than my other 2 brothers. So him and I have our ups and downs. Like I was very annoying to him. But the greatest memories I ever have with Stephen is just being able to talk to him about life, pretty much, just like about anything. And he's very real, he's honest, and our conversations, they just go like, forever. It's cool, and I love that. He's very supportive, and I can talk to him about anything. It's awesome.
So I can feel that there's a lot of love, and I know that part of that love, like I said, there has been some trial times, some parts where you fought, or perhaps know each other, and a good place, say one of those memories of one of your biggest fights that you had, or biggest annoying that you had about each other. Some. We'll start off with Tim.
So something annoying about
Yeah, something annoying or like a big fight or something like, where it was just like, did anything like ever like,
Well, with Steven, like, we always fought. It's in our nature, as brothers, especially being the youngest one. There's not anything particular, like, that was huge that we fought about, It was kind of like if we fought, it was just about something stupid, Whether, like, I wanted to, like, hang out with him, he'd be like, no, like leave me alone in my room or something, Other stuff. Or I remember when he bought, like, it was a PS3 or whatever, he would keep it in his room, and I'd try to go in and play, and he'd be like, can't always be in my room and stuff like that. But what's funny is, like, just about Steven, like, he's very organized, and, like, he likes things in a certain place. Like, if you pick something up, you have to put it exactly where it was. Like, not 2 inches away from where it was, like, exactly where it was, whatever. And, but what's cool is that I learned something from that. It's like, you know what? It's good to be clean. So even though from our mishaps, I learned to be, to be organized and to like not mess with people's things. And that goes the same thing with Chris too. But one of the things I think with me and Chris we had when I was young is that, believe it or not, him and we weren't as like, I don't know, it was like a love and hate relationship, at least from my perspective. I don't know about him, but a lot of times, like, I think I would like get him mad for a couple of reasons. I don't even know what they would be about. I think he'd just be mad at me. But I remember when I was a kid, I would always try to impress him with like music because he did music, and I was like, oh, like, dude, I want to do music too. So I would try to play in front of him, just to like the other day play guitar, right? And it would be like he'd be like, oh, that's cool, but it wouldn't be like from my your expectations, yeah. So I'd be like, so then I would like tell myself, right, I gotta get better and all this stuff, but there'd be times where I would just disappoint him, and it would suck. Because you're just like, oh, I didn't want to feel like I was less than him. I wanted to be like his equal or something like that. But growing up with him, it's like I don't have to be like that. I mean, like we've grown with each other, and we're now friendlier than before, and our relationship has grown, especially with God and His life and stuff. And everything is becoming better, and we can truly say that we love each other.
I don't think I was ever disappointed. I can kind of see what you're talking about, but I've never been disappointed. That's what messed up. But hug it out. I think my brothers, there really